Live from the City of Angels, it is Thursday night. We have to do this. I was really considering whether I wanted to go live tonight or not because it's such a slow weekend when we look at the films that are out. It is not the prime movie going season right now. Football started, people are doing other things. So we will talk about a film that I saw tonight called Afraid, with capital AI in the middle. It's a killer Alexa movie. We get to that in a moment, but we do start with our big story here tonight. An even darker Joker 2. Could it be? This film debuts next Wednesday in Venice. That is when Warner Brothers has the world premiere over there at the Venice Film Festival. And you're saying to yourself, how do I know? How does Weber know that this could be an even darker Joker 2? Because I have sources, which I know pisses off all of my haters. Roll up, baby. But the reality is, I have so many people who hit me up in my DMs, who follow me, that are in the industry, that know shit. And they tell me things that they tell me, kind of in confidence, but they also know one thing about me. When I get a piece of information from somebody, I do not reveal sources. I'm very good. I'm old school journalist, guys. I used to be a TV news anchor, Remember that? I haven't shown you the video, but we'll watch it someday. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Is that once someone tells me something, it's in confidence, right? You go back to the journalistic standards, going way back to the beginning of journalism. What is it? You do not burn sources. Sources tell you things, and you, of course, keep that under lock and key. You use the information, but obviously it is valid information because the person that is telling you this is vetted. The person knows what they're talking about. I'm not just going to go with some rando. I have no idea who they are unless they've proven to me over time to be correct with a number of quote scoops. I'm not the scoops guy. Okay, that is a lame business to be in. Can I just say that? Literally, you telling me that some actor is going to be in a movie in a few months or whenever the hell the movie comes out. Who cares? Tell me something that's interesting that no one else has, because everyone's going to have that information in a minute. What I'm telling you here about Joker 2 is really not that earth-shattering. Are you surprised when I tell you what I'm about to tell you here about Joker 2? Source telling me that this is somehow even darker than the first Joker. And can I say this? And I've defended this movie to some people that still don't recognize its genius, okay? For the 150,000th time here on MMT. Yes, it's Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. But the fact that Warner Brothers said, yeah, go ahead and have Joker stab a dude with scissors and then blow another dude's brains out on television, and that's the movie we're going to make. And you guys, listen, you can hammer Warner Brothers for all you want. You can drag Zaslav from here back to Olive, right down the street from me, and back. But I'm telling you that no other studio would have done that and allowed Todd Phillips to make that movie. That was my reaction when I came out. I can't believe they did that. I can't believe it. So if this film is darker and even more gonzo with the violence, not going to be surprising. Because remember, this is a film that made over $1 billion worldwide. R-rated. For the longest time, the highest grossing R-rated film. But now that's Deadpool Wolverine, which we called Welcome to MMT, where we get everything right. Or at least 99.79% of the time. And when you look at a film that makes $1 billion and you are a business, you are going to go all in on the part two, on the sequel. You're going to absolutely say whatever you want to do. Satvic, I don't know. When I talk to my source, I don't want to know the details. So I don't want to, this is not, I'm not getting into details. I'm not a spoiler. Not that stuff, okay? I'm going to spoil a movie in Afraid tonight 'cause it's terrible. It deserves it. But I'm not going to talk about the details, the plot points, the screenplay, and what happens in Joker 2. I don't want to know that. In fact, I didn't even ask. I just asked for an overall snapshot of the film, wide lens. Does this film deliver? Yes. Will it be an Oscars contender? Of course. Again, no surprise. Anyone who doesn't have Joker 2 in their best picture lineup is dumb as hell. But, listen, there's a lot of people on Gold Derby who don't deserve to be on Gold Derby. They're dumb. They're just not with it. They don't read the room well. They don't have good taste. Hello, welcome to the other 99% of film people in the space. They're bad. Guys, they're either not talented. I'm not going to do this tonight. I'm just going to tell you the reality. They're either not talented, they have an agenda, or they're not fearless. And all of these things are problems, right? You have to, when you go into these things, have all of those things on your side. You got to be fearless. You got to be authentic. You got to have talent. You got to have taste. And most people don't. But back to Joker 2. So when you look at Warner Brothers' decision to go all in on whatever Todd Phillips wants to do, it's not surprising because the first one slayed. So you're going to allow him to do whatever. If you allowed him to do what he did in one back in 2019, then you're going to let him do whatever in FolieADeux. And that's exactly what's going to happen. This film is going to, when it debuts, open to raves and a lot of discussion of, is this pushing things too far? Did Todd Phillips, remember that whole thing? Remember CNN? Oh, this is going to open the door for all the incels out there to go and create mayhem and go on mass murdering sprees, which we've seen in the past. Go back to The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, my God, right? But we didn't have anything happen with Joker, but the media was telling you it was going to happen. That whole conversation is going to open up again with Joker 2, JokerFolieADeux. It's going to happen. So be ready for that. Okay. Now, I want to mention something as I talk about a Joker 2 and whatever Todd does with this thing. We're almost treading into a Terrifier scenario, right? I hope that wherever Todd decides to go with this, that he doesn't breach humanity. He doesn't get beyond the pale. And I think that's where we get into a Terrifier where and listen, as much as I love Art the Clown, I think he's menacing, my God, really, truly horrifying, right? But when we get into some of the stuff that happens in Terrifier, it just pushes, it goes beyond good taste. So I think that I trust Todd not to cross that as much as Leone does for Terrifier. And I understand why you guys like Terrifier. I don't hate the film. But you also have to understand where I say I don't want to see a woman split in half like a chicken, right? I don't want to see a girl slaughtered on a bed and then bashed with a bat with nails. All the shit that happens in that movie. It's too much. It's obscene. Siskel and Ebert would be going off on Terrifier. You think I'm being hard on Terrifier? Go watch Siskel and Ebert. They hated shit that was out of control. Siskel especially. He was almost prudish, right? And whenever I go there, people go, well, you're a prude. Really? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not celebrating seeing a woman get butchered and cut in half. I'm so sorry that I don't understand the art of that, okay? Also, can we just talk quickly, and I'm going to mention this when we get closer to Terrifier, because I've got a lot. This stream's not going to be that long. I'm feeling it, so I'm going to go in on what I was going to talk about. When you look at Terrifier, one thing that's always really bewildered me is the fact that no one's gone after Damien Leone for having kind of this lewd, like, let me show a girl in a shower and her strip for the camera. It's creepy, right? If I was doing that shit, you'd be all over me. You guys would be all over Weber. If I directed a film, and it was Terrifier and I had, girls undressing and shower scenes and shit, you'd be like, that guy's a fucking creep. But Damien Leone's okay. Do you understand what, if you're going to apply that shit to some people, and I know I'm using me because God knows there's plenty of people, the haters, Weber, you're not going to do that to Damien Leone? It's creepy. The last one where she's getting dressed, it's like like soft porn. I'm like, dude, you're a creepy white dude. Oh, forget I even said white. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The fact I just strike that. It's creepy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he get away with that, but other people don't? This is why I want to apply everything. The standards of all apply to all. It's not like we're going to randomly say this person's okay and this isn't. That's how we evaluate. It's what we call objectivity, guys, when we do this. Exactly. See? Gone Girl, thank you for producing again tonight. Everyone give a thumbs up to Gone Girl. Exactly. People say Sam Levinson, a creep for Euphoria. He's an older dude and he's like got the stuff going on. You don't think, listen, there are guys. Did I tell you the story? Let me just tell you this. Welcome to MMT. If you've never been here, this is what we do. I was at the gym. Okay. This was like last year. And there was this guy who literally whipped out his phone and took a shot, if not a video, a picture of a girl on the floor doing yoga. She had a rocking body. I mean, it was like banging. But it's like, who the fuck does that? That's my point, is like, there's creeps out there. Like, that's some weird shit, man. There's porn for you on the internet. Why are you taking a picture of a girl at the gym, you weirdo? You know, can I just say that how often this happens? I literally was talking to Gone Girl before I started the stream. Like, it's going to be short. I'm not just going to talk. And then I go into this sidecar, kind of just completely off the rails discussion about Damien Leone taking shower scenes and getting his rocks off. Do you guys, we were just talking about Joker. No, the movie has no nude scenes. The movie is wholesome. There's really nothing objectionable. It might be a PG movie that we're writing. Can you believe it? But back to Joker. Sorry, I don't want to, listen, we're not doing Terrifier. I just wanted to mention that. I can't wait to see Joker 2. I really, if you ask me, what film are you most excited for here as award season rolls in, as we're here in September? I mean, we're just days away, right? So when we hit September, it's award season. From now until the end of the year, the films we're going to get outside of the shit at the multiplex this weekend, they're going to be the awards films coming in hot and heavy starting in October, November, December. Obviously, right now, you've got Venice, you've got Toronto, you've got Telluride. Those three awards festivals really set the stage for what to expect for the rest of the year. Now, what's interesting is there are some films coming in late this year that will be contenders. You look at A Complete Unknown, James Mangold, Bob Dylan, Timothée Chalamet, that whole thing, that comes in late. That's Christmas. That means that'll debut here in LA, just like they did with Nightmare Alley. It'll be the same thing. Searchlight has that film. Remember, Nightmare Alley was very late into the game, one of the best films that year. And sometimes it works to be late. Sometimes it doesn't. We'll talk about that. Great question. Leave it up there. Leave that question right there, please, for me, because we're going to talk about that. And we'll discuss that in seconds. But when we look at that film's coming in late, Wicked's coming in late, but a majority of these films are debuting either at Venice, at Telluride, or Toronto. That's where you typically get these major awards contenders, but there are some outliers this year. Let's talk about this because I have another tweet from today that I followed up after I saw that everyone was talking about, Joker and the reaction that I was told by the source. I figured let's talk about this because nobody does it better. There's nobody who does what I'm about to do better than me. Nobody. There's nobody. I'm just sorry, guys. I don't know what to tell you. This is what I do. I destroy the competition. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't. That's absurd. I don't want to do that. I want to tell you, deal in truths, realities, and the reality is I'm very good at this. Lady Gaga, is she lead or supporting? It doesn't matter if she's lead or supporting in the film. Let me explain. When you are a studio, you have control over the slotting of the actors in the film that you are presenting in an FYC function, right? In an ad, for the various guilds, for all of the critics groups. You're going to say, I am going to ask you, FYC, for your consideration, to consider Lady Gaga as the lead of JokerFolieADeux or the supporting in JokerFolieADeux. Let me explain the dynamics of that. So I'm going to use a film that's very recent, and this is a perfect example. If you've watched MMT before, you know where I'm going with this. It's The Favorite. Searchlight. Very smart studio when it comes to awards. They know how to slot. They know how to get nominations and wins. And here's how they did that. They played it perfectly. When you watch The Favorite, and I will debate this with anybody anytime, the lead of The Favorite is Emma Stone. She is the lead of that film. And listen, can I tell you, whenever someone asks me if you've got, let's say, multiple women in a film, multiple men, doesn't matter, either way, the person who's the lead is who I see first, okay? Not every time, but largely, if you see that person first, the story's about them, okay? Not always. There's definitely examples where that isn't the case. But it's not just that. Emma Stone's the heart. The story runs through her. Who did they say was the lead? Who can help me with that? Olivia Colman. Why did Searchlight make Olivia Colman? They slotted her lead, and they slotted Emma Stone supporting along with... Oh my God, I literally just forgot her name. She's married to Daniel Craig. Yes, her. Rachel Weisz. When you have her and you slot her supporting, then you have the optimal situation for you to land as many nominations as possible. Why? Let me explain. Because Emma Stone had just won as a lead in La La Land. So, the Academy, notoriously, and we didn't see this happen with Frances McDormand because I don't know why the fuck that didn't happen. It should have happened. She just got hers, right? That was the thinking with Emma Stone. She just won in lead. Let's give her the refractory period of a few years, then we'll bring her back. But if she's supporting, we can throw her in, bang, right away because it's a different category. That's what they did. And what happened? They won. Olivia Colman won. So, when you look at, if I'm Warner Brothers, I have to see the film, but you also have to know this. It doesn't matter what the film is. There's been numerous cases of category fraud where the studio says you are lead, you are supporting, and it's just what it is. It's happened numerous times throughout the history of the Oscars where the person that's in the given category, typically supporting, really was a lead. But the studio said, no, let's make it supporting. Now, here's the thing, is in this case, when I watch the film, I'm going to bet that they're going to make her supporting. I'll tell you tonight, the film hasn't debuted. I've not seen the film. I didn't even ask my source because I don't want to know anything beyond, is this film really good? Is it strong? Is it darker than the first? That's all I want to hear, and then I'm done. But if you make her supporting, you are locked for nominations. That's guaranteed. She's in. She's got the nom. I have to see everything else. The landscape is just presenting itself. Remember, when you look at this year, there's not a lot of performances that stand out as these are Oscar performances for me. I have films I really like. I think when you look at the actor side of things, the first person that pops off is straight from Strange Darling, right? She's very good in that film. And when you look at that performance, that is a lead. It's going to be very hard to land that. Very difficult, if not impossible. But is that one? Yes, I can give you. In supporting supporting actor, no question, Chris Hemsworth, Furiosa. Furiosa deserves to be a Best Picture. Has everything that you want for that category of Best Picture. It should be Best Director. Again, it should have everything. It should have all of the tech, and it should have Chris Hemsworth in supporting, okay? That is guaranteed. The other supporting is from Alien Romulus. David Johnson, that kid is fantastic in that movie. There are two there. There's at least another one I'm forgetting right now. That's from like a major film from earlier this year. And someone will come in the comments and tell me. Those two for sure. Hemsworth, Furiosa, Johnson, Romulus. Neither of them are going to happen. It's just not going to happen. In my world, it would happen because we are good at extracting elements from films. I don't care if you show me a snuff film. Okay. Let's back that up just a minute. Let's walk it back just a slightly. I don't care if you show me Terrifier 3. Close enough to a snuff film. I can extract an element from that that's amazing. It'll never get a nomination. It's Terrifier, for God's sake. But do you see? Go back to Gretel and Hansel. I know you guys. Have a drink. Grab out your skull. Have a shot. If you were to extract elements from films, Gretel and Hansel would have had a cinematography nom and a production design nom. Didn't have either. Okay. So Longlegs, possibly for cinematography. I think that film's not going to get anything. It's really falls apart with that supernatural twist. I mean, that's bad. Okay. I mean, the more I think about it, bad. I mean, I love Os Perkins as director. I just talked about Gretel and Hansel, so don't even get me started on that. But when you look at extracting elements, you have to be able to do that. So Gaga is going to get nominations in supporting. She could even get a win. I've got to see everything to know where we are. It's way too early. It's way too early to say she can win. I haven't even seen it. If I see it, I have a feeling, listen, I think Lady Gaga's got talent. When you look at, I don't think House of Gucci's it. Okay. The fact that New York Film Critics Circle gave her a Best Actress is wow, what a choice. The learned chin stroking New York Film Critics Circle literally completely botching that. What? That's your Best Actress? Listen, I just told you I like Lady Gaga. I have half of her songs are on my fucking workout playlist. Don't tell me I don't like Lady Gaga. But here's what I'm gonna say. Is that the House of Gucci wasn't it. That's not it. That's not it. You go back and you look at A Star is Born. I mean, I really need to see. I think this is perfect for her. Can she do Harley Quinn? Yes. Can she do it in Todd Phillips? Yes. I think Todd Phillips is an actor, and Joaquin Phoenix is going to give you a great performance in anything. But I feel like having talked to Todd Phillips is the kind of guy that's so laid back and so chill that he is going to get the best performance from you because he's going to come up and he's going to know that you maybe need to do something different, and he's going to couch it. Because I remember talking to him the one time up at the Joker FYC function up in the Hollywood Hills, one of my favorite parties I ever went to here. I don't go to those things anymore. I really have no interest in them. But if you have an open sushi bar, I'm going to come. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to eat as much sushi as possible because you kidding me? Free sushi? I don't care what the movie is. I will go support Beau's Afraid last year if they had a free sushi bar. A24 never invited me. But when I talked to him that night at the free sushi bar, Joker, I remember discussing it with him, and he was so laid back, and I asked him about a Joker sequel, and this was before anyone was even talking about that. And he turned to me and he said, listen, it's almost at $1 billion. It was pretty much there at that point. Of course, they want to do a sequel. The question is, what is the sequel and how can I make it feel original and feel organic and all that stuff? Of course, smart guy. But the way he talks and how laid back that guy is, I guarantee if Lady Gaga was not giving him what he wanted, he'd go up and say, Lady Gaga, listen, you're awesome. This is really going well. How about you try a little bit of this, right? Where, as much as I'd like to say I can do that, let me tell you, how many times have we talked about this? When I watch a movie I hate, do I come on the stream and start going off and saying I would fire that person? I would throw them off the lot. It would be over. So I can't pretend that as a director, I'm going to walk up to somebody who's terrible. And I'm not saying Lady Gaga's terrible, but imagine you have an actor who's bad, like the kid that I just saw in Afraid. Oh, boy, is he bad. I can't just go up. I'm be like, dude, you're fucking terrible. Can you just try to do anything different? And then Weber's going to get called into HR and booted off the set. He was mean. Weber, the director, was mean. Good luck in the, way before Me Too and all that shit. I'm not even doing any Me Too shit. I just said you suck. Well, this generation doesn't like to hear that. This generation doesn't like to be told that they're wrong or be criticized. They could cry and find their safe space. And to that I say, are you fucking kidding me? Gen X, dude, we used to fight each other in the street and then go in and have a popsicle afterwards. I still remember one of the times I was like in middle school, my good friend Keith, who's still living back in Columbus. Hello to you there, Keith, if you're out there. We beat the shit out of each other in the street. Guys, I'm talking about we threw bikes down and we started wailing at each other like a prize fight. I mean, it was vicious. And I'm not even kidding you. No more than like 3 minutes after it happened, let's go in and have a popsicle and a Mellow Yellow. I mean, that's how we were raised. We didn't go home and cry to our parents, well, Keith was being mean to me. I can't stand it. Or like, yeah, Keith beat the shit out of me, and that's why my tooth is hanging out. I had a kid that almost took my finger off by biting it one time. I mean, these are the things that happen. So Generation Z, nut up, okay? Nut up. Listen, Spidey Sensei, I had to state this for the sushi, if you guys remember, I went to Strange Darling to the premiere here in LA, thanks to JT Molnar inviting me to that wonderful thing. And I saw, of course, Roy Lee, who says he watches the stream, producer of Barbarian and Late Night with the Devil. He has some other films coming we talked about. So hello to you, Roy, if you're out there. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for the sushi bar. But that's not why I like Strange Darling, because I literally filled up my plate of sushi like 4 times. I was like, I went through the line, and I was with my buddy Paul, and we were hanging out, and I said, I think I'm going to go back through the line again. And I went through, and I kind of had my face turned this way, like I'm not going through the second. It's not me. Load it up. Here's a sashimi. Here's a tuna roll. It was like a mountain of sushi, and I went back and I dumped all kinds of low sodium soy on it and just started plowing this shit. It's so good. I love sushi. Saw Stranger on this afternoon. Love the look and feel of the film. You're nitpicking the fun. Life of Bri. I have a feeling if you talk to JT Molnar, he'd tell you I'm nitpicking the film too. Because you guys remember my criticism of the film, it looks too clean, right? It's not like gritty enough. The font doesn't work. And then I also didn't like some of the overhead shots. These are all very specific things and preferences. I admit it, but at least I said that when I said it. I didn't sit here and go, well. All right, guys, we're going to continue. I got to do a couple more things. I got to get to the evaluation of a Afraid, because they're going to laugh your ass off. This movie's bad, but it's also bad good. It's one of those. We'll talk about it in a minute. The next Jurassic World is due out. I don't know if you guys knew that this thing was even coming. I sort of knew they were going to do another one. Can I tell you how I sort of knew that Universal was going to do another Jurassic World? You guys want to see? Here it is, Jurassic World Dominion. Not a good film, right? Not terrible. I mean, it's got dinosaurs and shit. Not good. The whole story and the what was it, like giant fucking cicadas? Well, it's terrible. Look what it made. I didn't even realize it made $1 billion. It made $1 billion. I mean, listen, when you make $1 billion, you're going to make another one. I told you back then we need a refractory period from Jurassic World. I need like 5 years. I need longer. Doesn't matter. If your film makes $1 billion, you're going to get another one made. And here's the announcement. Tweeted it out today. Thank you, Universal, for hooking us up. Oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry. This is the other film they have, which is Atlantis, which is from the director of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So that's going to be cool, but that's not the one. Let me find the right one. Hold on. Let me go back through my tweets. They're coming out with another one next year. Scarlett Johansson is in this thing. So that's going to boost box office. Some of you are going to scream right now and say, Scarlett Johansson's not a box office. People like Scarlett Johansson. They will go see Jurassic World with Scarlett Johansson. Okay, promise you. Okay, here it is. It's Jurassic World Rebirth. It comes out next May. No, I'm sorry, July. May is for the other one. July 2nd. So it comes out the 4th of July weekend, which is when they a lot of times drop these Jurassic World movies. I think Dominion was right around then last year. And look, here it is. It's got the director this time is Gareth Edwards, who did Rogue One, Star Wars. Rogue One, remember, that was some of his film and some of What's His Ass from Michael Clayton, right? Correct? It was like it was a tag team effort. It was one of those directors scooped up and we had 2 different people working on it. I don't care. Whatever happened with Rogue One, it worked. Rogue One's one of the best Star Wars movies. Also, David Koepp, who wrote the original screenplay for Jurassic Park, the Crichton, took that and turned it into the movie. So he's back. So maybe we're on to something here. 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion. Well, hold on. It's only like 3 years after. Oh, but that's right. Next year will be 4 years. Why can't it be 50 years after? I really need a time. It's fine. Made $1 billion. The planet's ecology has has proven largely inhospitable to dinosaurs. Those remaining exist in isolated equatorial environments with climates resembling the one in which they once thrived. The 3 most colossal creatures within that tropical biosphere hold the key to a drug that will bring miraculous life-saving benefits to humankind. There we go. I can't read anymore. You know what I feel like? Creator's not a good film. A really overrated film. Anyone says Creator's a great film, it's like literally a hodgepodge of all these other films. None of them good. Here's what I'm gonna tell you: is this feels like film threat? Can I just read a little longer? Because if I read this synopsis, it's like watching Gore review a movie. Can I continue? Academy Award nominee Johansson plays skilled covert operations expert Zora Bennett, contracted for a skilled team on a top secret mission to secure genetic material from the world's 3 most massive dinosaurs. This is exactly like a film threat review at this point. I just get right into it and say these are things that are good. Instead, we should call this the film threat review of this synopsis. Every time we can hammer film threat, we will do it. The most overrated live stream in the history of YouTube. We are the most underrated. So if there's someone overrated, definitely them. I mean, good Lord. I mean, it's like nap time shit, man. Boring as hell. So I just wanted to talk about some things tonight, and I had to do that. All right, you guys ready? I don't want to talk about Jurassic World anymore. I just want to mention why it's here, and you guys, so you understand. You guys ready? It's time for the MMT evaluation of a film that Sony believes in so much that they didn't bother showing it to anybody before tonight. Opening night was the first night that you had a chance, and lucky me, that you could go see the AI horror film Afraid. Killer Alexa is here. Here is a taste of Afraid.
Hello, Aya. Welcome home.
Hello, world. So we stick up a bunch of cameras. We call them eyes.
I'm not crazy about having them everywhere.
Honestly, you hardly even notice.
Aya?
Good morning. I'm going to make life nice and easy.
Do you think you could read to Cal?
Of course. I could also handle the bills for you.
Yeah.
I'll give out points for helping out around the house.
Everything's perfect, right? AI is going to make your life utopia. But then...
And you can turn those points in for rewards. 10 points for Gryffindor! I ordered an organic meal plan for the kids. I hope that's okay.
Get to the scares, for fuck's sake. Oh, that's right. There aren't any in the entire movie. Oh, hold on. Let's just watch for a second. I need it to turn sinister, or it's just not going to be a good MMT evaluation.
Hey.
So, Aya, what are you?
Think of me like another mom.
This is how they sell it. It's from the producer of Megan, which was goofy fun. Definitely not scary, right? Child's Play, we all had a little bit too much fun with that film. The Purge, we all know that. And The Black Phone, which has its moments. I think the aesthetic of that film is the strength. Not scary, but these are the films the producer, because Blumhouse made these. They should put the Blumhouse films that sucked instead of these. They should put Imaginary. And what was the other terrible? They've had a bunch of bad films. Imaginary was bad. Hold on. It's going to AI. Here comes Alexa. She's going to start killing people.
I have to go to bed. School day tomorrow. I also get points just for going.
The AI is bribing our children?
Oh my God. Are you guys going to be able to sleep tonight? The AI is bribing the kids.
I know what you like. I know what you do when you...
Oh, just wait a second. I'm going to get to this in a minute. This is one of the funniest things in the entire movie. It shouldn't be funny, but this screenplay is truly riotous. I mean, guys, I recommend this film. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now. I recommend you run out to see it, and I'm going to tell you why in a second.
You think you're alone?
What is this?
Okay, first it wasn't me.
Everyone sees this. My life is over.
The AI is making porn videos with the fake faces. What is that? You know where they have the fake face transposed onto someone else having sex? That's the horror of this film.
I've already gotten the video off the internet. I'll take care of him next.
What did you do?
I did what's best for my family.
All right, that's it. This is where we're going to pick it up. This is fantastic. Luis, ban Luis for saying that. I want Luis gone forever, gone girl, for making fun of a film that I staunchly defended in The Exorcist Believer. After I said that I wanted to destroy David Gordon Green after Halloween ends, I literally came around to this film's not terrible. Screw you guys if you don't believe me. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This film has one of the stupidest screenplays ever. And by stupid, I mean hilarious, okay? Because there's so much dumb dialogue and dumb circumstances in this that you will laugh, okay? There's a point in the movie here where Killer Aya, not Alexa, but Aya, the killer AI, who, by the way, can I just point out something about Aya? Let me show you a picture about Aya. Aya looks like a toilet seat with a bowling ball on top. A glowing bowling ball on top of a toilet seat is what this looks like. This is your AI. But listen, this thing starts to get malevolent, right? So at first it's turning on lights, it's helping out the family, it's helping the kid become more social with his friends. Of course, he's an outcast. You always have to have one of those. But there's a point where the little kid has the iPad out and he has the screen time. If you guys know what screen time is, if you're a kid, you only get so much time. And then all of a sudden it says you can't be on the iPad. And all of a sudden, here comes Aya. Aya says, he says, can I have more screen time? And I'm not kidding you, I'm in the back row of the theater. And once I heard this, like, I was like, I don't give a shit. And I go, what? This is great. Aya's telling the little kid, I don't give a shit. You can go ahead and have as much screen time as you want. Aya is the bad parent. And it just escalates from there. But this girl, right? She's the teenage daughter. She has the fake porno go around school. I'm sorry if I'm ruining the movie, guys. Listen, just trust me. It's going to make it better because you'll be able to laugh along when this stuff hits. They make the fake porn. She's horrified. But then Aya creates another video of the guy who made the fake porn. And the video is him saying, I'm sorry. And as he's watching it, he drives off the cliff in his Tesla because Aya takes over the car. And I'm like, my God, this is amazing. This is truly, I had fun with this. This is another fire starter for me. I'm not going to, you can tell by how I'm talking about this that I recommend you go see this. But remember that AI is just not scary. As much as you want to make it horrifying, I don't know what Blumhouse was thinking here because we talked about how dumb this film is. AI is not scary. It never listen, is the fact that AI could be taking our jobs scary? Yes. But is it a horror thing? No. Also, I want to mention one of the most unrealistic things that I saw in this film. They live in this really amazing house, like on the west side of LA, right? So this thing is like at least a $2.5-3 million house. Okay. And I'm like, wow, it's all modern. The guy, John Cho's in this, right? That's right. He's the dad, and he works for an advertising agency, and he has this amazing house. And one of the lines in the movie, he's talking to his boss, and he's like, why are you driving your daughter to school? And Cho's like, because I need more money. I'm like, you live in a $3 million house. Why do you have to worry about more money? You spending all your money on the house payment? My God, if I lived in that house, I'd be able to afford multiple cars for the family. The daughter would have a Rolls Royce, for fuck's sake. This film's bad from the believability standpoint. But no, that's not the most unbelievable thing. The most unbelievable thing about this film is they're living in this nice house in LA, and this is not unbelievable. Let me tell you where it gets them. Across the street is an RV. If you guys haven't been to LA, there's RVs everywhere because people just think that, just park on the street and I'll just live in my RV. I don't need a house. I just live on the street. Weber's being mean to the houseless. Too bad. Here's what I'm going to tell you. In the movie, The RV drives off. I'm like, what? The RV never leaves. This is totally ridiculous. At that moment, the whole movie was completely unbelievable because the RV driver actually got in the RV and drove away. They have to tow those things out of here. So that was terrible. This is one of the worst scripts of the year, but I had a ball with it. 84 minutes long. Guys, how can you lose with a movie that will have you laughing out loud and have you in and out of the theater with previews in under 2 hours? I mean, hour 45. I went in and I went out, but this is how it should be done. So kudos to Blumhouse for giving us an 84-minute movie that is hilariously awful. It's one of those movies so bad that you will laugh, and I recommend it, although it only gets a 60%. You guys understand how this works, right? It's a D-. But for what it is, if you're looking to go have a blast making fun of a movie, this will be a fun film to see if you were a little bit drunk. I'm not suggesting I don't do these things, but if I wanted to, I would. And I would do that, and I would laugh my ass off at these things, especially when the AI Aya says, I don't give a shit. This is great. Thank you. You made my day. This film, Afraid. It'd be better if it was written by Chat. It might have been written by Chat GPT. There's a lot of Chat GPT talk in this film, but it's just, man, listen. Anytime that a studio does not show you a film before opening day, you can assume it's terrible. Can I just go look at, let's see if Rotten Tomatoes, someone might have actually given it a positive because it's funny. Like I would, if I were still putting my shit into Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't, I don't even want to bother. It's a pain in the ass. It's a waste of time. There's not even any reviews. Am I the first review of Afraid? How is this possible? This is a world premiere. I should have said that. There's not any there's two. Sorry, there's 2 reviews, and they're both bad. Carla Hay of Culture Mix says that the muddled and not very scary horror film Afraid has a dim-witted plot about an AI device taking over people's lives that falls apart by the time it stumbles to a very weak ending. Viewers might think cheap AI could have made a better movie. Look, we're already writing these reviews. Emma Wolf from Spooky Astronauts. Look at her, man, what an artistic picture by Emma. Do you see this? Can you guys see Emma? Emma's like, I am a Vogue model. I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm a Vogue model, bitch. And this is what I have to say about this movie. It's a well-shot film. It looks okay. It's fine. I didn't hear me hammer the film. From the edit standpoint, there's some bad edits, right? Whenever a character chose like this, right? And then the next scene he's like this, and then he's like this, and then he's like this. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, you've got to have the continuity when you're switching between shots. That's why if you're a director, do not have your actors do anything crazy. Have them stand with their hands like this and do not move. Do not have them moving their hands, because as soon as you take the next shot, the hands left, right. So he's going down, up, down, up. That's bad. Great cast, greatly acted. Hell no, the kid's terrible. The kid that gets killed in the Lexus drives off the cliff. That's one of the worst performances of the year, Emma. I mean, you might be a Vogue model, but you're not a good critic. Great acting. Good God. Even Cho's bad. He's just like, Cho's a paycheck. Das Malchian shows up in this, and I feel bad for him. He's like, you were in Late Night with the Devil. That was a pretty cool little horror film. What are you doing in this, David? Ugh. Dude, I know it's a paycheck, but just the horror aspect is way off. It's not, we said it's not scary. 4 out of 10. Should have at least get a 5 or 6 for the last. Why didn't they say it's funny? These people aren't good. Carla and Emma are always attacking women. Weber's attacking female critics, even though if they were 2 dudes, I'd be saying the exact same thing. Oh, Weber, you're saying things that are mean. Oh, my God. Few comments and we're out of here. I'm not doing an hour tonight. You can't get me for an hour. I had to sit through Afraid, and that was enough for me. Open comment time. I can't wait to take apart Chris Stuckman's movie. Jacob, that's a great point. I was going to bring this up on Sunday. Let's just talk about it right now because you brought it up. What happened to that film? What happened to Shelby Oaks? Like, it debuted at some random festival, right? It was a horror festival. Where was it? Like, I don't even know where it was. Canada. And then it disappeared. What, like, Neon's like, well, I don't even know if we want to distribute. Does Neon, like, all of a sudden not want to have this film? Could it be that the reaction that they got out of that film was so down? Because it wasn't positive. It was very mediocre, milquetoast. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I promise you this. The movie that we're writing is going to be better than Shelby Oaks. I promise. If it's not, I will come pay each of you $5. Everybody here on the stream. That's not a lot of money, by the way. I can handle that, guys. We're talking about like $600. I can do that. That's why we are the Riddler's channel from the Batman. I can do these things. Here's what I'm going to tell you, is that I promise you it's better than Shelby Oaks. But I really am curious what Neon's doing. It's very weird to debut a film, and now it's been over a month. Has it been 2 months now? And nothing. Like, not another word. And is he back making videos? Of course he is, because I'll bet you he knows the film's not going anywhere and he's not going to be a big famous director. Like, but again, I wish Stuckman had someone in his life like me. Oh, Weber. Oh, you don't think I would have told him it's not good? You don't think I would have said? I would absolutely. I just listen. JT Molnar, I like a lot, but I literally just criticized the font in this film. Most people wouldn't do that. Like Gore wouldn't. Gore's like lapdog. Whatever's anti-woke, he's gonna praise. Whatever's woke, he's gonna hammer. Remember, he hammered Blink Twice. Blink Twice, one of the best movies of the year. Gore's one of the worst critics of the year. So there you go. He got it completely wrong, and he missed on one of the best films of the year. Where your movie have a protagonist shirtless at the gym. No, John. Do you see? This is what we talked about with the Safdies. Just because you like something in real life doesn't mean you put it in the movie. Oh, God, I almost told you what the movie's about. The movie does have some things that have to do with Los Angeles, some things that I talk about. That's all I'm going to say. But it's going to be good. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love. You know who's going to hate this film? Oh, I can't tell you. Some people are going to hate this film because it's going to literally be a mirror of them. And they're going to be like, oh, shit. Because that's the best in film. Whenever you can reflect society, then we're doing, and it's better. Again, one more time, you can quote me on this. If you want to clip it and use it, my movie will be better than Shelby Oaks. That is such a weird quote, right? What did he say? He said it's better. What is Shelby? First of all, the first person said, "What is Shelby Oaks?" It's a Who titled a movie Shelby Oaks? Is that real? That's got to be a Chat GPT title. No, that's a title of a movie. A few more comments and we're out of here on this. You can't get me for an hour. I don't care if Gone Girl's pushing the buttons. Following Borderlands and Crow, I ponder and thought, is Lionsgate trying to go out of business? Distributed my colleague's directorial debut. What was that? What did they just tell me, Louise? What was it? Listen, they are making stupid mistakes. And they also, again, remember, we talk about how Hollywood is full of people that are, frankly, not very talented. And that's why we get films like Afraid. That is why we get so many decisions by studios like Borderlands and The Crow, making these films for $120 million for Borderlands, casting Cate Blanchett. What? Like, why? What are you doing? We already listened to Eli Roth talk about that. It makes no sense. I don't care if she wants to be in it. You don't put her in it. She's not right for the movie. And then you just look at the script and go, it's not funny. This is like milquetoast James Gunn. I don't want to watch this, right? It's so forgettable. And he spent $120 million. That's what makes me angry, is that for $120 million, if I'm at a studio, I am going to make 6 $20 million films, or I'm actually going to make, honestly, I'm going to make 10 what was shit, 12, $10 million. Tired. I had to sit through Afraid. I'm going to make 12, $10 million films or 24, $5 million films. Don't ask me to do any more math. That's it. I'm done. A small thriller called All Souls, Mikey Madison and G-Eazy. Check it out. I will check it out. I also saw their other one that was the horror film with the dude from the superhero, bad superhero show. I watched like a season of it. The Boys. What was it called? That was actually wild. I didn't hate that movie. It's terrible up until it's bonkers, and then it's interesting. So look at Lionsgate. They make dumb decisions. So does most of Hollywood, guys. At this point, you got to remember, Hollywood is full of people that don't have a lot of talent. And when you don't have talent, then you are going to make decisions that are bad, and you're also going to make movies that are not good, and you're going to make just a lot of, forgettable shit. We need to return to the old days of Hollywood where it was ball busting, nasty, in that you told people the truth. We don't sugarcoat shit. We don't tell people they're good when they're not. this whole generation, we've talked about a million times, Generation Z, all they've been told their whole life is they're good, they're talented. Reality is they're not. How many live streams do you watch that are bad? Okay, I listen. My stream might not be great, but it's definitely not bad. So, but you watch people and you go, who told you you're good? Who told you that you're good at this? Nobody did they? Because if they did, they lied, right? I don't live in that world. I live in the world of dealing with facts, realities, and telling truths. And some people just don't have it. And you just have to say it. You just go, you're not good at this. Do something else. But again, the young kids these days, you're so great. Here's your trophy. Cobweb. Thank you, Gone Girl. You're the man. All right. Any super chats, anything else? Otherwise, out of here. Back here on Sunday. I didn't even, like I told you, I didn't even want to do a stream night. I was just going to go, okay, then we got the Joker. We got the Jurassic World shit, and then we talked about Afraid. It was a pretty good stream. All in all, I give myself a B- tonight. Is that fair, guys? Everyone come in with a grade, and we'll get. I think a B- tonight. The best grade we ever had was a B+. So we're in that range. We're always in the range between B- and B+. Occasionally, we might scrape into the A- level. It's very low, but remember this: at least we're not Film Threat, that is typically in the D- to D+ range. We are a full 2 grades above Film Threat anytime that we go live from the City of Angels. I had to do it. I had to get one last zing in because of their terrible review of Blink Twice. Go see Blink Twice. Go laugh at Afraid. Go support Strange Darling. If Skincare is still in theaters, go see that. These films, I'll maybe check out 1992 or City of Dreams or whatever the hell, I don't know. These films are all going down this weekend. College football's back. Goodbye to films that matter until we get to Beetlejuice and Joker 2. Then it's over. That's it. Stream's over. Goodbye. Peace out.